Jack. All right. You got the stuff?
Yeah. All cleaned and oiled.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get it on.
Who are these guys?
It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.
Hot damn, it's time to get down to the jam. It's time to get down, it's time to get down, it's time to get down to the jam. I said it's time to get down to the knowledge, gonna get on down with the know. On the morning coffee show, on morning coffee with Keith, here on Pop Culture Minefield.
Excuse me, can I get a cup of coffee? Black?
Can't you see we talking? White?
Well, well. We have come out the other side, people. Wow. You know what? Geek Christmas / family reunion is over. And, man, I'm telling you. Sin's Corner. They wanted to ask, were you at San Diego Comic-Con? I was too, but only was able to connect with a few of my fellow YouTube buddies. Was busy with con stuff I had to do. You know what, Sin? I'm going to tell you something. I wasn't able to go. But I'm telling you, I have been offered. And almost every single time I've gotten an offer to go, something's happened. Okay? But if I ever do make it there, okay, and I'm saying this now up front for everybody to hear, yeah, you'll know I'm there. Trust me, you will know that I am there. Okay? I don't know if there's enough of me to go around, but yeah. Sin's Corner, gotcha. It's crazy crowded and overwhelming. This year was my first time. Oh, geez, yes. Hopefully you got a chance to see the Lego version of San Diego Comic-Con that somebody made. That was nice. That was really nice.
That had to be a lot of Lego pieces.
That was a lot of Lego pieces. Oh my goodness. And I gotta say.
Good morning, Penny.
Good morning, lovely Penny. I gotta say, this was a good year. This is a really good year. I think everybody had fun. I know my other twin brother, Robert Meyer Burnett, had a good time. Sin's Corner says, I did see that Lego display, took a pic. It was impressive. I didn't see the huge Galactus cosplay, though. Chris Gore caught a video of that. Look, that place is so big. Okay, there's no way that any one person could cover everything. It's just not possible. It isn't.
Yeah, that takes a team. That takes a village.
Well, when G4 were the first ones to be able to cover that event,
Mm-hmm.
Lisa Wolf, So I Married an Axe Murderer, turns 32. God, I feel old. When they covered it, it took multiple people. It took pretty much their entire on-air staff to cover that entire event. And it would take pretty much everybody we currently have at Pop Culture Minefield to be able to cover San Diego properly. And I'm including you, Ben. I mean, it would take all of us to be able to properly do it. I don't know if we would be able to survive the entire weekend without incident, meaning, somebody basically spending too much on a particular thing. And by somebody, I mean myself.
I was going to say, you're somebody. I mean, to be honest, I would be somebody too.
I'm at least honest enough to be able to say there's quite a few things they offer that would probably get me in trouble, which means I'd
Right.
probably be spending the rest of my time once I got back home on the couch.
Yeah. Depending upon where you were, because either at home on the couch or on the Lego workbench, man.
Oh yeah, real popcorn geek. It's Blade's birthday today. It's only been one Blade. There will only ever be one Blade. And after Kevin Feige's comments, there's a very good chance we may only have one Blade. Also, Dean Cain turns 50. Dean Cain turns 50. That means Dean Cain and I were born in the same year. Jeez. Gosh, I feel. Oh. Anyway, happy birthday, Dean Cain. Happy birthday, Blade. But
Wait. Dean Cain's turned 59.
yes.
Oh, right. I mixed your age with that of Gary's. Sorry. I'm not fully awakened yet.
That's okay. That is A-okay, my man. Look, first of all, how are you this morning, Martin?
Oh, I'm very, very excited about anything that you have in store for us today. The pre-show has led me like the like the woman in Where's My Car? Saying, and then
And then
and then. How are you this morning, Ben?
I'm good. I'm I mean, it's been a good week. It's been hot, but I have air conditioning. So, it's the simple things.
It is the simple things.
Yeah.
Well, I like to say I'm good too. I've tried to stay cool. Although a lot of this news and information coming out of San Diego, I mean, it's hard to keep your cool and collective when you got a lot of stuff happening. Let me first though start with a little something over here. I've already sent out a lot of these to everybody connected with the show. And Gary and I had a little bit of a talk, just a tiny talk about this morning. Everybody knows actor John Bernthal, the Punisher,
Yeah.
on and on and on. So he's got his own podcast. And about a year ago, he had David Ayer on. Because they had made a movie together. And David Ayer, basically somebody posted a segment of the podcast where David Ayer talked about Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, those who have been following our channel, Pop Culture Minefield, since the beginning, know that one of the shows that we've been covering happily, one of the news stories was about what happened with Suicide Squad. Now, for those of you who know John Bernthal's show, this is old news, but since I'm only catching up to this now, this does kind of change things. David Ayer actually has a copy of his director's cut of the movie, which, like the Snyder cut, is radically different than the film that we got in theaters. Now, a lot of people like that movie. Okay? So if you like that movie, you got to be more than just interested in what David Ayer's actual version of that movie was. And he had some things to say about working with the people who were there. And again, he also did say that he's been in contact with the current head of DC Studios, James Gunn. At this point, no immediate plans, but something tells me that we might be able to see this after a while. Okay? which has me more than just excited. You know,
Mhm.
it'd be great to see David Ayer's cut. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've heard from some people in the know who say that David Ayer's version is not that good.
Damn.
And I've heard from others that say, well, you know, it's a different movie. You know, if you were a fan of the version that the Warner executives put out, chances are you might not like David Ayer's version. But if you're a fan of David Ayer's filmmaking and you are a fan of movies like Fury and End of Watch and stuff like that, then you should definitely watch this movie. It is a very dark film, and it has a lot in common with the films that he's known for. But the studio wanted changes to lighten the movie up and try to turn it into a comedy. And I personally would like to see what his vision was, because that's technically what I was paying for when I bought tickets to the movie. You know, I feel like I didn't get what I paid for. I got something that the studio was comfortable with putting out. I didn't get what was advertised.
Yes.
I was buying a ticket to David Ayer's Suicide Squad. I was not buying a ticket to Toby Emmerich's Suicide Squad. I don't remember his name being placed on there as a director. Then again, a lot of what happened with the DC films is Toby Emmerich's fault. I know there are people out there don't like when I say that, but it was his fault. There's a reason why he got himself fired. And I have to at least give it up to Toby Emmerich for being the king of the king of the misdirect. Because it's amazing to me that someone in his position managed to skate through all this and somehow got all of the creatives blamed for all of the different things that have happened in all those movies, when in actuality over 90% of it was all studio decisions. That much has been proven by almost every single story by everybody that has investigated this. So I have to at least give it up to him. So obviously he's got a career in politics ahead of him. But David Ayer's Suicide Squad, from what I've heard described, just like what I had heard described about Justice League, there are some things I want to see. There are some things I've been told, described, and I want to see what he had. We saw glimpses of it, but they were edited differently, and a majority of it was cut out. So, you know, I want to see stuff. So that makes 2 movies now that Warner Brothers has in their possession that they could actually make some money on, either by... I don't think there's really any possibility of them releasing either one of these back into theaters, but at least putting those on HBO Max where fans could find them would be very helpful. And the 2 films are David Ayer's aforementioned Suicide Squad, but also the movie Batman Forever. Turns out there's an actual director's cut of that.
Really?
Yes. Again, as I've had talked with Gary before in years past, those of us who actually read the novelization to the movie, there was a lot cut out of that film. And it turns out a lot of what we read in the novelization, that was actually in the script. And they cut it out.
Novelizations generally tend to go very strongly on the script, anyways, to
A
start with.
version of the script, usually like the first or second draft,
Yeah.
depending on how many drafts there are.
Yeah.
But the novel version of the movie communicates something that is not very well communicated in the version of the film that they put out. And those who have listened to my or watched this show know exactly what I'm talking about. This is the longest of all of the Batman stories committed to film, time-wise, according to the characters, because Batman Forever takes place over the course of 1 year. Okay, not a week, not 2 weeks, 1 year. So because of the way it was edited together and the loss of a lot of scenes, you can't tell, although you get hints. You know, there's quite a few holidays celebrated within that movie. And a lot of stuff that Tommy Lee Jones did was cut out. That was one of the reasons why Tommy Lee was not very happy with the movie. A lot of his work was sacrificed and put on the cutting room floor. No, you didn't see a lot of what he did, but they had some radical things that they were attempting to do with that movie, and they decided to just stick with a popular comedic actor playing the Riddler and kept a lot of his scenes in the film. Meanwhile, almost everybody else had to sacrifice a lot of their scenes for the movie. So it's there's a different version of the film. Hopefully having fixed the third act, because they messed up editing the movie. And one of the scenes that's really kind of weird in the third act was messed up due to bad editing. And it messed up how cool the scene was. Batman actually, that suit that he wears at the end of the movie, it's basically has X-ray vision.
The sonar suit.
The sonar suit has X-ray vision. He could see through the floor. So he understood what was going to happen. He knew and was able to plan how he was going to save everybody. But you didn't know that he knew, because they had messed up the editing of the film. Some of the scenes in the third act, you can actually see through the floor. You weren't supposed to see that. You were supposed to see it in conjunction to how he saw things, not as an actual scene in the movie. I'm supposed to be a surprise. It's meant to like show you the power of the suit, and you know. Anyway, it's there's a different movie. There's a different version of that film, and Warner's has it, and they can go ahead and release that sometimes. That'd be great. Anyway, that's the film fan in me being very, 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 very happy. Now, one last bit of business before we start in on the rest of this stuff. There seems to be discussions of a DC versus Marvel movie coming. From what I've learned now, we are closer than we ever have been to actually having that happen. My personal view is that I think the first time Gary and I had heard about it, I think Gary was the one that said, yeah, you probably won't see anything like that unless something really bad happens to Marvel. Disney has no reason to go ahead and do something like that. Cut to this year.
Mean.
I mean, again, nothing official yet. Okay, it's not official yet, but unless things change, as of right now, the opening weekend for Fantastic Four places this movie right around Ant-Man Quantumania.
Ouch.
Hey, Bumpy Johnson, Disney could buy Warner Brothers. It will eventually happen. You know, it's hard to buy something when you don't
no
have any
cash?
money. You know, the thing about Disney is that unlike a lot of other studios, they have other investments that have always managed to cover a lot of the bad deals or bad things that have happened. But what's this?
Even those side business are drying up.
That's right. They've always depended on the business success of the parks. Well, the parks are not doing so hot. Universal is kicking out of Disney World. I mean, come on.
Look what real popcorn is saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, if Disney buys it, it'll be just like what happened when they bought Fox. They can't keep everything. They'd have to turn around and sell a lot of it off. There's a lot of Warner Brothers that they just could not keep. So nothing good can ever really come of Disney buying Warner Brothers. You know? I really, you know what? 5 years ago, I would have said, yeah, that's something. Now, not so much. Not so much. Disney's got problems. And their CEO, I think, is getting ready to release his report to investors. And now he's got some splaining to do because he was betting everything on Fantastic Four being this huge success. And look, the movie's not a failure, but it's not as big of a success as he was hoping it would be because, you know, Avengers Doomsday really is this big movie. They need everybody to show up for it. That's what Fantastic Four is. It's the lead in to Avengers Doomsday. If people don't go see it, then it's really hard to get them excited about going to Avengers Doomsday. Let's see.
Michael Bean is 69 today.
Wow.
Good for him.
Wow.
Keep on, buddy. Don't you dare to go prematurely. Don't you dare.
Yeah, Michael Bean is one of those actors who I've always enjoyed, and yeah, great actor. I enjoy the heck out of him.
Yeah.
But it seems like to get back to this whole DC versus Marvel movie, at this point, even people who are talking about this say we're at least about a good 10 years away from this happening, possibly less. But I don't think a lot of the actors that are associated with Marvel right now will be a part of that film. A lot of people who we normally associate with it. If they do end up making this, I don't see Robert Downey Jr. in it. I don't see Chris Evans in it. You might be looking at a lot of people associated with the gun version of the DC universe being a part of this. But even then, you know, personally, I don't think they have to make it that difficult. I mean, yeah, we have to wait. We mainly have to wait because Marvel and DC are in the middle of building back up their brands. My argument is, why don't they just go ahead and adapt the Amalgam universe, which is the universe that DC and Marvel have co-created together? All of the heroes and stuff that they have in that are ready to go. That's all I've been saying. The Amalgam universe is perfect. Bruce Wayne, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Perfect. What? I mean, the Amalgam comic books,
Mm-hmm.
there's now something like 20 different titles out there now.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is it's people from DC and people from Marvel have gotten together and have taken certain characters and kind of combined them.
Mix them. Yeah.
So think of Superman combined with Captain America. Stuff like that.
So is it Steve Rogers, Last Son of Krypton, or Clark Kent, Super Soldier? Super Soldier.
Well, if you Google Amalgam Comics, all of their titles come up. And so you have they combined Challengers of the Unknown with the Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
And created Challengers of the Fantastic.
Hmm.
And which is kind of cool, considering that Challengers of the Unknown was the comic that inspired Fantastic Four in the first place.
Right.
So look, all of this stuff just looks good. I tell all of you within the sound of my voice, Google Amalgam Comics, look at all the different titles. Dark Claw, which is combining Batman with Wolverine.
Lobo the Duck.
Batman with Wolverine. So somebody took Bruce Wayne, erased his memory, and he doesn't remember where the Batcave is.
and he has mutant powers and claws that come out. I mean, you combine the Batman costume with the Wolverine costume.
Yeah, I've seen the art for that.
Yeah, that is kind of cool, But I really am a big fan of Bruce Wayne, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I
don't know. If anything, Bruce Wayne could be a good James Bond.
Yes. Well, again, those of us that grew up reading the reading Batman comics of the early 1970s, that's pretty much what he was.
Mm-hmm.
So doing Bruce Wayne, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. would be more or less going back to the way Batman or Bruce Wayne was in the early 1970s anyway. To me, this all is just ready to go. And since Marvel and DC jointly own this already, they've worked out all of this stuff. It's all just there. It's not like they're going to use it for anything. They can't adapt any of this stuff individually because you still need to have permission from the other side. So it's not like Marvel can take any of this stuff and turn that into movies. It's not like DC can turn around and you do anything individually with this stuff. You need to have both Marvel and DC working together to bring this stuff to life, or else it's just going to sit there and gather dust. It's basically anybody who has not found a way to be cast in either a Marvel or DC film. And there are a lot of actors and stuff who either almost made it in or who never got close. Having them be in an amalgam movie is the best way to do it. And it allows you to do two things at the same time. It allows you to technically be in a DC and Marvel movie at the same time. So that is my solution to it. In fact, doing it this way, you don't even have to wait 10 years. You know, they can go ahead and green light this right now. Then it's really about who you're going to cast. And tomorrow, let's see. Bumpy Johnson says the issue is the bankability of the IP. Superman versus Spider-Man has two big IPs on the marquee. True, but what I'm hearing is they're thinking about going all the way to Justice League versus Avengers. They want to try to maximize really the they want to maximize the toy playability of whatever they do, basically. You know, Justice League versus Avengers, that might do it.
Mhm.
I'm not saying I agree with it, but that might do it, you know. Let's see. Bumpy Johnson says Lilo and Stitch made good money. Avatar 3 bound to be the biggest box office of the year. Yeah,
Okay.
that very well could be.
If I may.
Yeah.
First,
Mhm.
Lilo Stitch is only one good box office against how many bad of them.
Yeah.
Not to mention not only the bad box office, but the failure of return of investment. And Avatar 3, okay, guys, I know I always get in trouble when I say that, or at least people mock me. I like Avatar, the first movie. I think is
Mhm.
an okay movie. I'm seeing you, Ben. You're saying, "Oh, this poor soul."
No,
I
actually,
know.
I agree with you. Actually, I enjoyed the first Avatar.
Then
Immensely.
I felt I was duped. I feel I was duped when I went to see the second one. Was a very dumb movie,
Mhm.
and I'm a fan of the franchise. Now, it's not very much people like Avatar, and I'm not hearing one positive comment about the trailer. And I saw the trailer, and what I can say is it's badly edited. Maybe I
Mhm.
hope the trailer is badly edited, and the movie is good. But I don't have any hope, and I don't see droves of people going to see that movie because they. Well, what I have heard is the same thing in a different biome age damn movie.
Mhm.
And so I wouldn't bet any money on Avatar 3.
Got to step away for just a second. Cat
Okay.
wants it.
Here's what I have to say about that. The thing about Avatar as an IP is that it seems to have some power and bankability outside of the United States. And so as long as these films continue to make a lot of money, they're going to keep making them. I mean, that's the long and short of it. I'm not saying I'm all for continuing something just to continue, but on behalf of Disney, that's one of the few surefire things they got. And I'm not seeing Bob Iger anytime soon going, you know what? We're just not going to make any more Avatar films because we're sick and tired of making money. I don't see that happening. I agree with you, though, you know, but I don't see it happening. I see Bob Iger saying no to doing another Avatar around the same time he decides to kick Kathleen Kennedy out of Disney. So I believe there's a lot of room for a lot of things, but then again, I'm the guy that keeps saying that the problem right now has nothing to do. Read by nature. Hello, hello. The problem is not that people are sick and tired of comic book movies. The problem is the fact that the people making comic book films are only doing the same 5 or 6 characters every single time. You know, what James Gunn did with Superman And that's the one thing that I think is a major difference between both Fantastic Four and Superman, is the fact that he's gone after characters that aren't normally given front row status in movies. Using DC characters that normally do not get used a lot is a radical idea, and it's a good idea. And ironically, he was talking about doing some of the same. He basically was doing some of the same things when he was working for Marvel, but he was the only one doing it. Nobody else is really that interested in it. That's the reason why James Gunn is James Gunn. And I keep saying there are a lot of different comic books, a lot of different characters, a lot of different genres that people are interested in. Guillermo del Toro, who we will talk about later, Guillermo del Toro wasn't just ignored by Warner Brothers. He was ignored by Disney. I've told the story before about him and Justice League Dark, which again, that was a no-brainer concept for him to do that. Well, guess what? Marvel fan. He had actually approached Marvel about doing a Hulk television series. He wasn't just interested in the movie. He wanted a TV series that would allow him to actually adapt the comic. Not the stuff that we've gotten up to this point. Not the lame way they've done it. All the characters. And if there was one person who could have done that successfully, it's Guillermo del Toro. And Marvel's basically big-timed him. They didn't get back to him. So that lets me know that the problem is that the people who truly are in charge either have a limited understanding of what they actually control, or they have no interest in it. They just don't.
Right. So Tree Rock Creations had a good question there, and I want to address that. The idea that basically we're intelligent movies for smart people. George Carlin, I think, put it very well. Look at the average person for intelligent people, and remember that 50% of people are not that smart. Intelligent. I mean, I'm with you. I love intelligent properties, but the audience for spending a lot of money on that is so small, and your common denominator there is people who are, even myself. I enjoy the occasional dumb movie.
Everybody does.
Yeah, everybody enjoys something that does not require a lot. Not everybody's going to enjoy a think piece. And not everybody's going to get a think piece. And so we have to realize that we are working. If you're looking for truly intelligent stuff, I mean, Death, Love, and Robots. It's a good example of things that make you think. Most of the time, the truly high end, stories are going to be, the really cerebral ones are going to be in science fiction books. RPG, World Popcorn Geek. A dumb movie, quote unquote, may not be the best terminology for it, but just a fun movie, something that is not not that cerebral, that is purely there for entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Because different things can mean different levels of entertainment for different people.
Plus, it's human beings are doing this. I mean, people who are working at
sometimes I doubt that.
Yeah.
People who work at a lot of these studios, I mean, things have changed business wise. You have a lot of people who have come into power who are chasing the dollar, or
Mhm.
as they're doing nowadays, they're really just chasing the message.
Mhm.
And
The
so
clout, yeah.
you can have an intelligent property, a book, a comic
Mhm.
book, even a
Mhm.
television show, and it can instantly be rendered dumb by some of the people that are making it. You put it through the meat grinder of development, and any property, no matter how intelligent, will come off having lost some IQ points by the time it hits its final form.
Well, yeah, anytime you're making a movie by committee, especially where executives,
Oh,
people in suits are concerned, you're gonna dilute I mean, and look at how many levels that goes through, because you've got the writer, which I feel that on a very personal level, having a specific story they're wanting to tell. Then you get to the director, who go sees, and then you get to the executives. I mean, if you want to talk about a really good example of a bad filtration effort, Starship freaking Troopers. Uh, it is Starship Troopers. Growing up reading the original in junior high and high school. Junior high may not have been the best place for me to read that, according to some people, but I'm glad I did.
they are wrong.
Yeah,
Whoever said that to you are wrong.
right? Exactly. Bumpy Johnson, I agree. World of the Worlds 2025 might and I also don't really agree with the Tom Cruise version either. It was,
You mean the Steven Spielberg Tom Cruise version?
I guess. I mean, is there another Tom Cruise version?
Well, I mean, Steven Spielberg and Tom Cruise have made 2 movies together. So calling it a Tom Cruise version kind of leaves out Steven Spielberg's contribution to the movie.
Right. Well, so Cruise is basically my landmark for that. That's how I get there. I mean, I don't refer to it by the year it was made.
Well. The reason why I say that is because people who know me know how I feel about Alex Kurtzman, and Alex Kurtzman basically tried to get himself off the hook for how bad The Mummy was by basically blaming Tom Cruise.
Okay.
And Tom Cruise tried to stop him from making a lot of really bad mistakes that he ended up making anyway, because he didn't want to listen to Tom Cruise. And that part of the story has been supported by all those who actually worked on the movie, who found Kurtzman to be basically overwhelmed. He didn't know what he was doing,
right?
Even though he had a lot of power. And
Well, that's his natural state.
That is his natural state.
Yeah. But point being is, getting back to it, if you read Starship Troopers,
yes,
completely different movie from the story that Heinlein wrote.
Yep.
Heinlein wrote an armored infantry, story about, that was very cerebral. Heinlein didn't write dumb stories.
Kind of like closer to another movie that Tom Cruise did.
Which one?
The battle suits one.
Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, I didn't get all the way to the end of that movie. That was my reaction to that. I was just going,
wow.
I'm just going, okay. I can only handle seeing the same scene so many times,
So Groundhog Day is something that you've never finished, right?
I'll take it that you're not a gamer then.
I am a gamer, and that's the thing that is most likely to make me rage quit or go into the settings and change the difficulty.
I remember I was playing a game and it has the goal to tell me you have died too many times in the same spot. Do you want to lower the difficulty?
Right? It's like the Clippy version,
Wow.
But yeah, it's just that I mean, it does raise a good point. Some movies are pure entertainment, some are think pieces. You get movies like Metropolis in Brazil that are definitely think pieces. Hell, Monty Python tends to be can make you think because you have to work to get British humor. Doctor Who has been in the past very intelligent
Until the last few years.
Yeah, well, once you get past
Peter Capaldi.
Oh,
Yeah, once you get past Peter Capaldi, the IQ drops severely.
mhm. Yeah, because but read by nature, why?
wait. Before you continue, I think this is a good explanation of what a dumb movie is. It had nothing to do with fun, watchability, or cerebralism. It's
Mhm.
this plot holes, continuity, establishing world environment rules, then breaking them, no character arcs, and character contradiction. Yes, I 100% agree. That is what makes a dumb movie.
Yep,
Yeah.
and that officially describes the Batman.
Ouch!
Hey, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No.
By the way, this is Asia, one of my 4 kitties.
Hey,
Hey.
She is our fiercest of them, and it's taken her 4 or 5 years to get to this point. But yeah, I think when it comes to entertainment, we are entertained by different things. One of my hobbies, being role playing games, I get into character heavy, and it shows in my writing. And it was, but by the same token, I love a good action sequence.
Yeah.
You know what?
Who does?
I mean, I write good action sequences, at least I think so. But I mean, one of the things that stands out about Batman Begins was the car chase scene, the tumbler.
Yeah.
But War of the Worlds, the Spielberg cruise, there's one scene in there that still resonates with me, and that's when they're at the railroad tracks and this flaming train goes by. That's just good imagery.
Yes.
So
I like Spielberg cruise.
Mhm.
War of the World. Of course, there are things I do not like,
Mhm.
but for me, it's a personal opinion. For me, it's
Mhm.
a good movie.
Yeah. And as movies go, it is okay. And standing on its own merits, it is good. It is entertaining. It tells something like the original story, but it suffers from drift from the original story, some of the things that made you think. And Orson Welles showed us how to really do it. Because when you take that by comparison to what Orson Welles freaking did, Orson Welles made us think that it was really happening. Even though he tried to tell us it wasn't. Real Popcorn Geek, Trauma does okay. Trauma and Tommy Wiseau both hit for movies that are so bad they're good on 2 different levels.
Mm-hmm.
So Trauma movies are so bad they're good because they are not taking themselves seriously. They know they're bad and they're leaning into it.
Yep.
Tommy Wiseau doesn't know he's bad and is so earnest about it. It just becomes entertaining in the process and leans into how seriously he takes himself. So yeah, those are falling under movies that are so bad that they end up being good they end up being entertaining
On
on
a certain
some
level.
level, on a
Yeah.
certain level. So yeah, Trauma is not trying to be a good movie. You know,
They're just
on
trying to
any-
make something to make money. I mean,
exactly.
really,
They're just-
that was the thing. Very
Yeah.
little money
Mhm.
in order to make the product, but you end up making a lot of money because so many people enjoy it. And,
Yeah.
and you have enough of a fan base to be able to
Mhm.
make it worth it. To
Right.
be able to make what you're making.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, that's where we are getting back into San Diego. That's where we are right now with Star Trek.
Mhm.
What a lot of current Star Trek fans need to understand is now that Skydance is in charge, I want to just highlight the fact that really what you have is the people that you have in charge creatively of all of this stuff have taken something that wasn't quite as successful as Star Wars and have completely shrunk the fan base even more. They're not selling merchandise right now. Seriously, they just aren't. The amount of money that they were making before Kurtzman and Goldsman took over was way more than what they're making now.
Mhm.
And what you have are people that seem to be more dedicated to whatever messages that they have rather than making something that was truly entertaining. And that is unfortunate because you've happily divided a fan base while providing less entertainment overall.
Yeah.
And because of the method by which you used to create this new entertainment, i.e., streaming, you have now not only shrunk the fan base, you screwed yourself because the number of episodes that you are now going to have once all of this is said and done will be just a bit over the totality of the number of episodes that the next generation by itself had.
Yeah.
Meaning that if you were to run the non-Kurtzman, Goldsman version of Star Trek, meaning everything that came before, Star Trek, Star Trek The Next Generation, Star Trek DS9, Star Trek Voyager, and Star Trek Enterprise, along with the animated series from 1973, you have enough episodes to pretty much run for almost a year or longer. Yeah, comparatively speaking, in total, every single Star Trek show that has been made in recent years, you don't have a year's worth of programming. You're not even close. Not even close to that.
Yeah.
If you ran one episode every day, not even close. So the basically your creative output, your imprint on the IP of Star Trek overall is not going to be that big. It's not going to be that large. And once we are 5 years, 10 years, 20 years beyond where this sad experiment has already been over, it'll be a lot of the new stuff that will take over the consciousness of those who will come after. This will be seen in its proper context as a very, very bad mistake on the part of a television network who is in the middle of doing nothing but basically trying to revive everything that they've ever tried to put out. And basically doing it, for the most part, badly, in my opinion. I know there are some of you out there who are fans of some of the stuff that CBS has tried to do over the last few years. Hawaii Five-0, even Magnum PI, although now, given what I have learned, I didn't hate the new Magnum PI, but I didn't think it was all that good. Now I have a special hate for Magnum PI, and it's nothing that any of the actors on the show have done. It has nothing to do with any of the actors or anything like that. It's the guy who greenlit the show, Les Moonves. A lot of you are going to hear this for the first time. Basically, Tom Clancy was a big, big fan of Magnum PI. He loved the heck out of Tom Selleck. When he was writing The Hunt for Red October, he was basing Jack Ryan on Tom Selleck. Tom Clancy, the author responsible for the aforementioned The Hunt for Red October, The Cardinal of the Kremlin, the Jack Ryan novels, really, all of that stuff, approached Tom Selleck about reviving Magnum PI as a movie in the late 90s, early 2000s. And given where the series had left off, as a Magnum PI fan, which a lot of us here on Pop Culture Minefield are,
But I can't hear anybody.
we would have probably benefited from seeing the further adventures of Thomas Magnum and his daughter and some of the other characters that are associated with that property. Les Moonves basically canceled the whole thing and decided to wait it out and go with a remake or redone version of Magnum PI, which sucks because now so much time has passed. There's no way that Tom Selleck is really interested in doing the character again. He thinks he's too old. But also their short-sightedness robbed us of expanding the world and universe of Thomas Magnum. We were denied an opportunity to see the character grow beyond what we knew him to be and get back to basically doing some of the things that I think they had talked about or hinted at during the course of the show. Which I think a lot of people who only know the show in passing, if you've never actually watched it, for those of us that actually watched it in its entirety when it was originally broadcast, that show goes deep. That show goes real deep. And the final 3 seasons, amazing. Amazing piece of entertainment. Welcome back, Ben.
Okay.
I think overall, I think a lot of people working in the entertainment industry right now are people who don't seem to really understand how to move forward with a lot of really good ideas. Everything has become an opportunity to basically either remake, reboot, something that has already been. It's basically everybody's risk averse is really what it comes down to. And I happily stole that from David Ayer, who was talking about the business. The risk averse nature of the entertainment industry right now is making it very difficult for anybody with an original idea to do anything. And again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. It doesn't matter what you do. There are a lot of people who have a lot of original ideas. It's just that by the time it gets through going through the meat grinder of the entertainment industry, all the different executives and everybody else, by the time they get through having their say on your idea, wanting to put their little imprint on what you're doing, what you're left with is something that basically seems like a dozen other things. No matter how original your idea is, by the time it comes out for the general public to see it, it's basically going to seem like anything else they've already seen. And that's sad. Let's see. Real Popcorn Geek, James Gunn announced that he's writing the sequel to his Superman movie. That kind of figured. Read by Nature says, yeah, Superman sucks. I totally get what you're saying. This is not a movie for everybody. Speaking of someone who grew up reading a lot of the Silver Age and Bronze Age comics, I kind of like it. Is it the best Superman movie ever? No. But I enjoy seeing a lot of the characters and things that I recognize and that have rarely been seen in a lot of movies, let alone Superman films. Anyway, let's get to a few of the things that occurred during San Diego. Now, last week we talked about many of the presentations, many of the film and television shows that were going to actively try to get fans really excited. As I said before, as I started earlier, one of those is Star Trek. There was a trailer dropped for Star Trek Starfleet Academy. From the same people who brought you Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Basically, this is a spin-off sequel series to Star Trek Discovery, which, again, if you know me, means it's an automatic pass for me. Having sat through this trailer, I have now seen it 5 times.
Why?
No. I had to do it.
Are you angry with yourself?
I must be. Deep down, I must really hate myself.
You're being a glutton for punishment.
I know.
Because I only had to see one photogram of a female Jem'Hadar to say this is bullshit. There are no female Jem'Hadar.
Whoa. I wasn't just a female Jem'Hadar. That's a female Jem'Hadar that was also half Klingon.
God. Okay. Okay.
You didn't realize that, did you? I didn't realize that until I saw an interview with the cast. And they revealed that. And I was just like, oh my gosh, it just gets dumber. It just gets dumber. So,
yeah.
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 Again, you want to know why I'm happily accepting Skydance taking over? That's one of the reasons why. It's this is just dumb for the sake of being dumb. I've met Robert Picardo. I love Robert Picardo, and for him, this is a paycheck. But wow. This is, I already have a nickname for it. For those of you who keep asking about the nickname for this new Star Trek series, I call it Star Trek. Star Trek, the CW generation. That's basically what it is.
Well, that has been the theme
overall. Yes,
since Discovery.
Yeah,
a spaceship filled with a bunch of people that mentally never left high school.
Yes. Yep. This is the culmination of everything that you've seen under Kurtzman, Goldsman, Trek. And I gotta say, I learned months ago that Starfleet Academy was set up automatically for 2 seasons. Okay, so there's no escaping the fact that it doesn't matter how bad this is, there's still a whole other season of this to go. And that they're going to start filming the final season of Strange New Worlds will happen closer to the holiday season, Christmas. And that's only going to be about 5 or 6 episodes. Because they finally realized that we can't take it.
Well, that didn't stop them from doing the Muppet Show. Oh my God!
Yeah. It was for those that still are trying to deny. Look, if you're gonna rip off Buffy, that's fine. Just make sure. In this case, ripping off Angel, I should say. If you're gonna rip off an episode of any Joss Whedon property, make sure your writers are smart enough and talented enough to do it. Because Smile Time, which is one of the 5th season of Angel,
awesome.
Yeah, the 5th season of Angel is my favorite season of the entire series. I love the 5th season of Angel. Every episode I love. And Smile Time, the reason why they made that episode wasn't just because somebody sat around going, if we had David as a puppet, wouldn't that be funny? That isn't what they were aiming for, I mean, that's what you got, but I mean, they weren't aiming for that. And again, you have a lot of people that are trying to quote unquote write Star Trek, wink, wink, who seem to be big on being fans of Buffy and Angel. And my whole thing with them is, hey, here's a little advice. Quit now. Seriously, hand in your resume. I'm doing you a favor by saying this, because if you quit now, you'll have enough time to join Sarah Michelle Gellar and the rest of her team on the new Buffy series they have coming. Look, you think you'll be able to get a job with them once they're up and running? Now's the time to hand in your resume to them and basically get paid for doing the one thing that you have shown really, you have shown no real ability to write Star Trek, but you love Buffy. I say go to work for her. Just go to work for her. See if they will hire you. And good luck to you, because Lord knows you're not good at writing this, intelligent science fiction. So, you might as well just go and try to write some Buffy and Angel stuff. Just try to help out. But to wrap a lot of this up, I know that there are those of you out there who like some of what Kurtzman Trek was, and I'm happy for you. I got nothing against anybody that liked what they produced. Okay, seriously, I have nothing against you. But this was just bad. This was just bad. This is the definitive version of how you can have bad science fiction. Is it as bad as, say, the Batwoman television series? Well, it depends on which Kurtzman show you're talking about. Discovery, when matched up against Discovery running on network free TV, Batwoman actually came out better ratings-wise than Star Trek Discovery. So you tell me. It's just, yeah. And I love Anson Mount. I think the world of the guy. To me, Anson Mount should go ahead and contact James Gunn, and he should become the Phantom Stranger. He should become the Phantom Stranger. He can get a job as the Phantom Stranger. Personally, I think what Goldsman has done, he's got a meeting coming up with Skydance and its new bosses. And he and his people are going to try to pitch an idea that they talked about at San Diego, which was they wanted the fans to know that there is a way that we can keep everything going, everybody. If you like Strange New Worlds, we've got the sets and costumes. Why don't you go ahead and help us bring in Paul Wesley? Because we'll be bringing him in anyway as Captain Kirk in the final episode. And we'll just go ahead and do an all-new Star Trek Year One series. That's their big pitch. And given the characters that they've introduced to this point, we already have Spock, Uhura. I think they've introduced McCoy. And I heard they introduced Scotty on the show. And for some reason, they have Scotty as someone who's younger than Kirk.
Say what?
Yeah. Now remember, according to Goldsman, they're doing the official version of Star Trek. This is all the official version. We're just making it so it's more palatable. So this is supposed to be the official version of how it is.
Well, you never know. Maybe Scotty was adding the lithium crystal to his whiskey, and that is making him going older faster.
I don't know, man.
Oh my God, no.
They were telling fans to go ahead and contact Skydance and Paramount and write them and let them know we got the sets, we got the costumes, that we as fans want Star Trek Year One. That's their plan. No talk of Star Trek Legacy. None at all. But they're willing to give us rehashed Star Trek. And again, I tell people, all of you out there that didn't think it was possible for them to want to remake the original series and refilm all the great episodes, but with modern sensibilities, here you go.
You know, at this point, every time I see something like that, I'm saying, you know what? Do it. Please. By all means, do it. Let me fetch my popcorn to see the fire.
I can only take so much, my friend. I mean, I actually got a chance to meet and got a chance to know Rod Roddenberry. I don't want to do that to him. I mean, he's lost his parents. I think he's suffered enough. I think we've suffered as fans enough. I think it's time for this to end. Nothing against any of the actors. Paul Wesley, look, I don't know the guy. I've seen pictures of him, Vampire Diaries and stuff. He seems like a really nice dude, but he's just not Captain Kirk.
No, he's not.
You know, and hinting that Kirk is bisexual, another thing they've done. That Spock is dyslexic, another thing they've done. That all of the human members of the crew know how to be better Vulcans than Spock, so Spock has to go to them for advice. Another thing they've done. Having Spock and Nurse Chapel in a relationship, CW style, another thing they've done. Remember, according to Goldsman, this is all official. This is all official. We're not changing anything. We're just making it so that it's very entertaining to modern audience, but it's all official.
One thing to bear in mind too is that the audience may have changed at time. There is still the old audience out there, that's for true. But we are also dealing with younger people showing up to that, and I can see where they're trying to appeal to them. But that's where you're going to get that divide. Is some people are just going to hate what they're doing, and some people are absolutely going to love what they're doing. And here's the thing. I enjoyed seasons 1 and 2 of Stranger Worlds. But season 3, I'm going, man, they're kind of, where's the Star Trek here? You know, um, you know, so, and I can get some people may enjoy it. At this point, it's from what you're saying about the ratings, it sounds like some people are not. Most people are not. So, but the other thing is if that's where the market's going to that's where the market is going to make the call for them.
Yeah, but
Go
I
ahead,
can
go ahead.
see that. Okay, you need to cultivate or capture a
Mhm.
new audience
Mhm.
because we are getting old and we are dying. That's the truth. But um, and they say, well, we cannot honeypot them with what's done before, so we had to try and change the product to their liking. But that's understandable.
Mhm.
From the marketing point of view, is understandable.
Right.
But what you should do is not going to the same mm,
Mhm.
point in the timeline that you have already done.
Right.
Go go into the future, and much less do not rewrite the history that has been written, because then you are
Mhm.
losing one half. You're losing the audience that you have already captured
Mhm. Well,
before you
and
have
here's
secured the other one.
right.
If you don't touch the original parts, you
Mhm.
may keep both audiences and
Right.
lose more money.
Well, and here's the thing. Just like Abrams did with his version of the with the Kelvin timeline,
Mhm.
just like Disney did with everything Star Wars. Nothing prevents anybody in the future from saying none of this shit happened.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's the other thing that I was thinking, that what we need
Mhm.
is the IP being acquired
Mhm.
by somebody with
Mhm.
knowledge and a strong enough spine to say all that from 2009 that is decanonized as of
Right.
right now.
Or yeah, create an alternate timeline or anything like that.
Which
That's the thing that I kind of like look at and go, you know what? I may not like this. That's fine. I'm not going to get too worked up about it because I'm going to let people enjoy what they enjoy or not enjoy what they enjoy. Uh, and if it gets too bad, I'll just write bad fan fiction. Uh, you know, or
No, look, look.
you know,
What I remember telling to one of my daughters, I don't have any problem with the Last Jedi being a bad movie. Everybody has the right to do a bad movie.
oh
My
yeah,
problem is when the everybody in the film industry start insulting me because I didn't like their bad movie.
yeah.
right.
That is my problem.
Yeah, and see that, yeah, that's where you run into, that's where they start alienating their fan base. And but as fans, I think also we are called to do better. Um, because
Yes.
this is the thing that I know Keith and I remember from the 80s and the 70s when you were not considered cool for liking Star Trek, when you were considered distinctly, uncool, um, for that. And, you know, unless you liked sports cars or going to the gym, um, you were ostracized. Um, you know, and we as it, we wanted people to come to realize what we liked was cool. We wanted people to enjoy what we liked. Um, and now we're getting to the point where we are in danger of going, you're not liking the things that we like the right way.
Mm.
Um, and I'm going, hey, you know what? I mean, yeah, when the studio goes, you're an idiot for not liking it. That's where the studio needs to learn the market. It needs to learn to hear the market.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've never been. I can dislike what they're doing to a property. I dislike what they've done in season 3 with Strange New Worlds. Wedding Bell Blues, I had to actually stop the middle and then keep moving forward. Thing is I liked the team up between Spock and the new guy that Chapel was is dating. I think they did a lot. They made way too much of what happened between Spock and Chapel, which is based on Chapel seeming to have kind of a crush on Spock in TOS evidently. But I can dislike it, but
I'm a fan who basically believes that when you're handed something, there's a certain amount of responsibility if it's something that you yourself did not create. Now you have every right to do and make whatever stories you want. What I have a problem with, and I agree with you, there are certain fans out there who go over the line.
Yeah.
But the reason why I hate what the studios are doing is because it's punching down.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is that it's one thing if fans are saying, this is something I do not like. It's another thing when fans start to go after certain people.
Yeah.
If you're having to manufacture things or coach your talent on what to say, you're not really getting the truth of a situation. And the unfortunate thing is that CBS needed this to work. Paramount, on the other hand, and this has been well documented, did not agree that CBS should have been in control of Star Trek. They tried to get it back for a long time.
Yeah.
Because, they've had it since 1967. They kind of know what it is. They kind of know what works.
Yes, they know their product. Yeah.
When you hand it to people who are not familiar with that product, what you get is a lot of things going on that basically resemble what we've gotten with Kurtzman since 2017. And that really is the difference. I give J.J. Abrams a pass because it's an alternate timeline. I'm not saying those movies are the best, but I can't really clown on him for it because it is a different timeline and it's acknowledged within the movie. Okay.
Right.
So
and he treats it as such. Yeah.
That's right. Captain Kirk's life, Mr. Spock's life, all the life of all the characters are different because it's a different timeline.
Right.
I tell all the current people who are fans of this version of Star Trek, you are being done a disservice because the people who are making it aren't willing to call it a different timeline because of reasons. They've never stated what those reasons are because I have run into a lot of people that I trust, people that I respect, that tell me all the time, Strange New Worlds, it's not like all the others. It's actually great. I'm sure it is great. But when you start monkeying with the original episodes and rewriting them and saying that that's canon, what you've done, you lose me. You have no right to do that. Well, you have every right because who you're working for actually owns the concept.
Right.
But realistically, you don't because you're first of all, the writers they have are not that bright. I'm sorry. Based on their output, you're dealing with a bunch of people who were basically raised watching TV, raised watching movies. You're not dealing with people who are literate. You're not dealing with people who are very well read, who have lived a life. You're dealing with people who regurgitate things. They take ideas from other properties and they reuse them. And that's really what Star Trek has become under their oversight. Star Trek has now become that property that is meant to reflect where we are, but also how we see other ideas made by other very creative people versus the people that you have making Star Trek now. And Star Trek's always been a trendsetter. It's never been a follower. It doesn't work well like that. That's part of the reason why you've lost a lot of your audience. And again, what few fans they've made, and I want to repeat this, what few fans they have made cannot in any way come close to what they were doing when The Next Generation was being broadcast, when DS9 was being broadcast. They haven't just lost half the fan base. They are now sitting at about a fourth of what that fan base was at its height. So they're not selling merchandise the way they were. So if the money and what they're not making is not dissuading them, that means the more important thing to a lot of these people is the message. The thing is, they're not smart enough to have a message either. And I say about Strange New Worlds, I personally would not want to see the show go away. That's the weird thing about it. I love Anson Mount as he's a great leading actor. He deserves to show what he can do. And given the number of episodes they've actually done, okay, we have now reached a point where when Strange New Worlds ends, it'll be, I think, with almost the same number of episodes that the original Star Trek had during its run. Even though they count it as 5 seasons, the total number of episodes runs dangerously close to what they had in the original. That's what I've been trying to tell everybody. Go through, Google the number of episodes of Discovery during its time on air. They didn't have that many episodes. Okay? Strange New Worlds doesn't have that many episodes. Prodigy does not have that many episodes. The entirety of Kurtzman Trek is not that, there's not that many episodes.
Yeah, and that's a shame.
And it's something of their own doing. They chose it. They chose this. So this is the after effect. And so now you have, that's the reason why I said earlier, if you took every single episode of Star Trek, the way that it was done originally, from the original television series under Gene Roddenberry, all through to every episode under Rick Berman, all the way to the final episode of Enterprise, not counting any of the movies, you have enough episodes that if you ran them one episode of Star Trek daily, you get just over a year, give or take. Okay? Kurtzman Trek, not even close. Not even close to a year. I mean, you're not even really at 6 months.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of not cool. And but they bet everything on this. Strange New World is a show that I think could run for another 4 or 5 seasons. But if you really wanted to do that, what you would have to do is just do something radically simple, which is it's an alternate universe, and run the show like that, because you've already changed so much. The stuff, it makes no sense to continue to argue with people that, we're changing this, because you do not have the authority to do that. Okay? You may think you do, but you don't. And,
Memory Alpha says otherwise.
Yeah, STD at 65.
Anyway, we should go back to Comic Con, because you had so much to say.
I do.
We went out of the trail.
Well, let me at least end it by saying this. I feel bad for a lot of the actors connected to this, but I'm happy they had the experience. My only thought is, I wonder how well some of these actors would have done. And I'm talking all the actors from Discovery. I'm talking all the actors from Strange New Worlds. I'm talking all the actors from all the different stuff they've done. I wonder how they would have done if they'd been allowed to work with the writers that Berman had.
Right.
They would have done a whole lot better, and it would have been happier for everybody involved. But to go back to San Diego and to try to wrap up a lot of what they were doing, I want to give a very special award. Look, there have been a lot of presentations this past weekend. A lot of stuff happened in Hall H. And with the exception of what happened Sunday, the best Hall H presentation, in my opinion, as far as overall presentation, has to be for Disney's Tron Ares. Disney did a phenomenal job, both in terms of before and during the Hall H presentation. I think Friday night on the streets of San Diego.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you saw that video?
Yeah, I saw that video.
Oh, geez. Oh, man. They had these cyclists all dressed up like the cyclists that you see in the trailer.
Yeah.
Riding in the streets of San Diego.
And the bikes.
Yeah. That was incredible. And then the Hall H presentation, I mean, hosted by Kevin Smith, with the entire cast. And I keep forgetting that Gillian Anderson's a part of the cast. I mean, I love Gillian Anderson, but I keep forgetting she's a part of the cast.
Of which? Of
Tron
Tron?
Ares. Tron Ares.
Damn.
She's in the trailer. You can see her.
Huh.
And she's one of the people that works for Incom. She's one of the company people.
Who's the actress?
Gillian Anderson from the X-Files. Yes.
Yes. Scully. Scully, my enduring adult crush.
There's a lot of guys that's their pass.
That is bait, and
yeah,
I'm going to fall for it.
No, nobody does a smart smoking hot babe like Gillian Anderson. Oh my God, that woman is just
hey, check out her Instagram. That's all I'm going to say about that. And let me at least warn a lot of you out there. Her Instagram is not for everybody. I'm serious. It is not, especially for anybody under a certain age.
I will not be checking out her Instagram right now.
No. Okay. Look at this. Memory Alpha also said J.J. Abrams gave Uhura her first name. Right.
Yeah. Thank you, Memory. Look. All I can say is I love Tron Legacy. I know there are some people out there that didn't like that movie. I love Tron Legacy. Is it the greatest movie ever made? No. But it didn't have to be because it did what it needed to do for me. I got something out of it. And Real Popcorn Geek? Yeah, Amanda Tapping? Oh my God, yes. Hey, let me. Hey, Real Popcorn Geek, I feel bad for you because you guys came within a hair's breadth of having a major announcement a year ago, and you had it snatched from you that had they been able to take the stage, would have blown you away. She was there along with certain other cast members to announce something, and basically what had happened was they were going to announce a brand new Stargate series. And just before they were to make the announcement, they got word from MGM that it was a no-go. But what they were going to announce is a brand new Stargate series made up of cast members from both SG-1 and Atlantis. And it was this new show. It was going to be big. It was going to be well-written. And they whiffed on it just before they allowed, because they had the actors there. The actors were there in San Diego to take the stage to make the announcement, and they were warned off before they could get on the stage.
Oh, damn.
That's how close you came. So I feel bad for you.
For both admirers of Gillian and Amanda.
Yeah. Yes.
I have this picture. There you go. You have
both
of them on the same frame.
I forgot that Amanda Tapping played a body. Oh my goodness.
See, Amanda
Wow.
Amanda Tapping took notes from Gillian Anderson.
Yeah, she
Uh, so yeah, I will not shortchange Amanda Tapping, but she still is walking in the footprints, not in the shadow of, but in the footprints of Gillian Anderson. You know,
I,
because Gillian Anderson did it without a gun, without a submachine gun.
that's true.
You know,
That is true. Look, let me just say, I know a lot of
Mhm.
guys. Both those ladies are their hall pass.
Mhm.
So, I, yeah, those ladies helped a lot of young teenage boys in the '90s. Really, you know.
Yeah. Well, I think too they helped a lot of young or adult teenage women in the
Yeah.
90s,
Yeah.
be seen.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, because I know Scully was like the gateway drug for a lot of young women to get into sci-fi.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then her and Amanda Tapping. I mean, they were both, and Terrell Rothery. I mean, God damn.
Yeah. Oh, look. The Stargate had a lot of incredible women.
Oh
There
yeah,
are a
it
lot of
sure as fuck
great
did.
characters, and that's really what's been frustrating to see,
Mhm.
because it looks like Amazon isn't interested in doing any of that stuff.
Ah,
And
yeah.
it sucks, because there is this incredible history, an
Mhm.
incredible fan base, and
Right.
while it may not be something that falls in line with
Mhm.
what the original idea for our Stargate sequel film would have been, I still
Mhm.
enjoy it. I enjoy all the actors connected to it. I enjoy all the writers. Look,
Oh yeah.
they were on long enough to basically do whatever. And let me at least just say this: Stargate SG-1, Stargate Atlantis, and Stargate. Say it was the final one. It was Stargate
Universe.
Universe. Total
Mhm.
number of episodes are way
Mhm.
more than the current Star Trek from CBS. Just saying.
Yeah, which is a disservice to the fans. That because I think fans deserve more. They deserve something they can watch once a week for 6 months, in a season, as opposed to, oh, we get this 2 month time frame.
Yeah.
You know, and you're a popcorn geek. I'm gonna have to say I can't say one is hotter than the other.
I can. Yes, I can.
You know, but you're perfectly fine. You are allowed to be wrong, but
We're only human.
right?
You know what?
The,
There's room for everybody. There's room for
yeah,
everybody. And again,
no, yeah.
both women are just incredible. Both
Oh
are
yeah,
incredible actresses, and
yeah.
part of some really cool properties.
Right. Well,
And
Amanda Tapping created Sanctuary.
oh yes, Amanda Tapping,
Oh God, Sanctuary was just freaking amazing.
wasn't it though?
It was, and it was Amanda getting to run that lead like she should have.
Yeah,
She got to lead that cast, because she was in a room with Harry Dean Anderson, hard actor to step around and be seen with, and still manage to be seen. Michael Shanks, and I think Michael Shanks had a bit of an ego, you know, but then God, I had
he
his
was
name.
Hawkman. He was
Huh?
Hawkman. Give him. He was Hawkman for a moment. Let's
Yeah,
just give him some leeway. He was Hawkman for a moment. Okay.
right.
Um.
But oh God, Teal, actor's name. Suddenly I had it in the front of my head. Now it's
Oh.
gone.
Yeah, I feel bad for him too, because supposedly they were going to announce a new Stargate related spinoff with his character.
Mhm.
And
Oh, that
got
would have been
poo-pooed.
that would
Yeah.
have been awesome
that
indeed.
Christopher Judge, thank you, RPG. Thank you, Real Popcorn
Well-
Geek. Christopher
well,
fucking Judge.
I also feel
I mean-
bad for him because
Mhm.
he's in the third Batman film. He's in the third Nolan film.
Yes.
And
God,
he
he disappeared.
barely has a line in the movie, but it's him.
Yeah.
He's one of the quote unquote bad guys who take over Gotham.
Mhm.
And he's got a really cool scene because you can tell it's Christopher Judge.
Mhm.
And yeah, Dark Knight Rises. Roses,
Yeah.
yeah. Dark Knight Rises. He's in the Dark Knight Rises. And
Yeah.
yeah, for his talent and everything, and he's only in maybe like a scene and a half. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
And the man got so much mileage out of one fucking word.
yes.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, and that, and he had, you know how when we were talking about Robin Hood, talking about the most highly paid eyebrows in Hollywood, right? Christopher Judge had the most expressive jaw,
That's true.
you know, and I'm just like going, oh yeah.
That is true. I mean, everybody had fun. I know that there are some people that didn't enjoy every cast member of all their shows. I enjoyed every cast member of all their shows.
Oh, yeah.
I even I just liked it. I just liked it a lot. I liked the premise. I liked it. Stargate Universe, I even enjoyed.
Mhm.
I enjoyed everybody. Of course, that also has something to do with the fact I met one of the actresses for the show and I got a chance to interview her. But
No bias there at all.
no bias there at all.
Uh,
You know,
Mhm.
but no, I like the entire Stargate universe tech. See what I did there? I liked all the Stargate programs,
Mhm.
and I thought everybody was fantastic,
Oh, yeah.
and I wouldn't mind seeing more. You
Oh, hell
know,
yeah. Well, see,
but
and I think here's the thing. Stargate SG-1, fantastic. And how many seasons? 12 seasons, something like that. They had to retire. They had to retire O'Neill and bring in Ben Browder's character.
yeah, Ben Browder's cool.
Oh yeah, well, him and Claudia Black. Oh my god.
Claudia Black.
Oh, that, yeah.
that's
Farscape.
it. That's another one.
Farscape. Yeah.
Ooh.
Freaking Farscape. My god, if you want
Jeez, all that
science
leather.
fiction.
Is it just warm in here? Is it getting warm in here?
No, it's just the Farscape cast costume.
Oh, jeez.
But
Ooh.
but here's the thing that Stargate, Star Trek, Star Wars, all of them have to fight against is there is so much in their canon
Mhm.
that you have to work around. Because even if you do, because Martin, I agree with you, Star Trek does its best when it moves forward.
Yes.
When it moves forward into a new timeline, into new eras. However, all of these suffer from the same thing that every series does. And it's not the fault of the series itself. It is the sheer logistics of it. Is their canon becomes too heavy for them, and it's hard to do truly original stuff because you have so much weight from your previous work that it's attached to it. And believe me, as a guy who was writing the 9th book in one series, just the 9th book, in that series, that is hard to move forward from because you are, that becomes its own momentum that you cannot veer too far from.
Yeah.
Which is why Farscape, such a great series. Stargate, such a great series. Star Trek, hard to do a good new series. Why? Because you have everything that comes before that you have to deal with. All that momentum moving in one specific direction. It's really hard to work around.
Well, that's the reason why I'm a big fan of, if you're going to try to do something, and again, this goes for really, this is aimed at Strange New Worlds. You had the money and the opportunity to open up a whole new universe by having a different timeline where you had certain things that are kind of similar, but not quite. It would allow you to reinvent things. It would allow you to even do certain things differently. And with that new timeline, you didn't have to kill Pike off. He could have remained captain for a lot longer. And you would have been able to develop characters and other things that you would have, because now, because of the way they're doing things, they're under the gun. They now have to find an ending for this that's going to end a particular way. And that's a self-imposed thing. That's not circumstances. They are choosing to do that because. And it's also one of the. Oh, go ahead.
They could also have, they could have almost written the exact same characters and changed the names.
Yes.
And gotten away with it.
Yes.
Because, the characters themselves, the way these actors portray them are engaging for me.
Yeah. Yes.
And that is something that they could have done that all with all new characters. Only minor changes, change the name, shit like that. That's and gotten away with it. I think you're right there. They should have done something different with that property.
Yeah, that was the one that could have gone the furthest, because what you were doing is you were taking the Enterprise, and again, they now, according to them, the Enterprise is now the same size as it was in the original series. Which again, it's when they do stuff like that really ticks me off, because it's like, first it's bigger because you have bigger cabins and all this other stuff, and now it's like, oh, magically it's now the same size. It's like, no,
because it's like the TARDIS, man. It's bigger on the inside.
No, it's smaller on the outside.
Okay. Yeah, to avoid lawsuits.
Right. Exactly.
I just feel real bad for all the people who spent all their time in with makeup and costumes and set designs, set creations. I feel bad for all the actors and everyone else. The only people I don't feel bad for are the producers and the writers. Okay, they can suck it. But for everyone else, I feel bad for them, because there's enough talent there that if they had the writers that worked under Berman, they could have had a show that would have gone 10 seasons easy and would have increased the fan base rather than shrink it. And again, I think Anson Mount and that cast deserved better. They deserved way better than what they ended up getting with the people that they've had to work with. I just think that it's unfortunate, but again, it is what it is, and this is going to clear the deck for something new. That I think we have a very good shot of getting something new. If there's people out there going, well, we should just get Terry Matalas. Terry Matalas has a contract with Lucasfilm and Disney.
Yeah,
you're better off going after Ronald D. Moore. Okay, because he's already said in an interview that he would love to write more Star Trek. He's already said it. And giving him the opportunity to create a brand new Star Trek program, which is what he was originally promised and they never fulfilled. That's what led him to eventually do Battlestar Galactica. That's the guy you let get away, Paramount. So if you give him his own Star Trek series, it's going to kick butt, because think of who he could bring in. Now that it's been so long, think of who, because there's people that's like, well, you can't do it. You got to have the next generation. We got to see what they're doing. You got to give us Star Trek legacy. No, they don't. They don't have to do it. It's all connected to Kurtzman anyway. I say let it all go. I say bring in Ronald D. Moore, have him basically get out of his old Rolodex and just start give us an incredible cast. If you like what he did with Battlestar Galactica, and there were a lot of people that didn't think he was going to have any success with that. A lot of people thought,
Mm.
you can't remake Battlestar Galactica. Oh, actually, you can.
It's been done.
It's been done. They've already done it.
Right?
You can do this. So I think Ronald D. Moore really is the guy. In fact, you should go ahead and team him with his old partner. Have the two of them, along with various other Star Trek writers, former Star Trek writers, who a lot of whom I don't know what they're doing today. I say have a big old reunion behind the scenes of some of the best writers they've ever had, and kick out a program that would just lay waste to everything that Kurtzman has produced since 2017. That's what I would do. In fact, I would on purpose go ahead and rehire some of these actors and have them play all new roles in this new universe, and let them just see the quality of scripts that they're having to deal with now versus what Kurtzman and his people gave them. It will be more fulfilling for them even coming in as for a cameo than it ever would have been in the entire run of whatever series that they were a part of under Kurtzman. And I just think now is a really good time. Now let's complete what San Diego had going on for it. Now, as I said before, Tron Ares was the best presentation, but the overall best Hall H was Sunday in Hall H with George.
I mean, yeah. As soon as you said Sunday, we knew.
Yeah,
there's only one thing going on Sunday.
Yeah, that's the thing. I see. There was nothing else going on, and they decided not to schedule anything else in Hall H on Sunday other than George Lucas.
Because what's gonna lead up to or follow that?
Yeah, nothing. Nothing at all. And then to adding into that, it's George Lucas with Guillermo del Toro. What? What?
Yeah. That's a double. Yeah, that's like a double-barreled shotgun of cool.
Look, from the reaction and the crowd that they had, it definitely looked like quite a few people decided to stay over.
You think? Well, wait, George isn't getting up. I'm not getting up. My butt's not leaving the seat. Yeah.
That has to be one of the coolest things. And a lot of you out there, if you just go ahead to YouTube, I think they've got the whole thing posted.
Yeah.
The entire Hall H presentation.
Yeah.
I have to say that an entire museum of the moving image for George Lucas, about darn time, because this guy helped to change entertainment. And
he did. Well, he made it cool. He made us cool.
Yeah.
Because he made it. He made it okay to like science fiction. I was just thinking that every geek everywhere owes Lucas, an existential debt for letting us be able to sit here today and go on for 2 hours about Star Trek, Stargate, all of these things, and have other, and be able to do this on YouTube. One of the, one huge thing. It's like, and we don't have to all agree about all of that, but we get to do that out in the public. We're not doing it on typewritten pages anymore. You
don't have to basically hide your fandom anymore. You get to fly your freak flag and have fun.
Right. Well, and here's the thing. This is the most delicious irony ever. This is the best revenge being living well. Growing up, a lot of people would tell me that I was wasting my time being a fan, that I was never going to make any money, or never going to make anything of myself by doing, by being a fan, having my head out there. I write for a living. I write urban fantasy for a living. If I wanted to, I could probably write star science fiction for a living. And it's because we got to be fans openly, because of guys because of Lucas and,
Lucas and an entire generation that just moved everything forward. I
Yeah.
mean, it's hard to see what entertainment would have been like without Spielberg,
Mhm.
Coppola, Lucas,
Mhm.
and really all of the talent that came in as the
Mhm.
60s ended and we started in on the 70s.
Yeah.
It's really hard to I mean just with Spielberg and Lucas alone.
Mhm.
Without
Yeah.
them, we wouldn't have the blockbuster movies.
Right.
We wouldn't have technology that would allow stained glass to come to life or to create living metal,
Mhm.
whether it's under the sea or in a jail in California, or we wouldn't have ships that can go faster than light,
Mhm.
or androids and robots that have a more personality than the majority of the people cast in Strange New Worlds nowadays. And oh, I'm sorry. What I meant to say is, no, I didn't mean that. Strike that. I just
We'll
think
take care of it in
that,
post.
yeah, we'll take care of it in post. No, it's just Lucas really was at the forefront, and a lot of what he and the people that worked for him
Mhm.
did was they not only found a way to entertain us, they found a way to help push the future of filmmaking forward for the entire industry.
Mhm.
Because without Lucasfilm, without ILM, without Pixar, a lot of what we have been entertained by over the last 40 years doesn't happen.
Right. Yeah. And and I think too, without the fans creating that momentum, um, Lucas could not have, Lucas could not have done what he did. It's a
Yeah.
completely symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
Because yeah, there were a lot of geeks and nerds out there that 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 basically heard the call. This is
Yeah.
our time, and just showed the hell up and have been showing up since then. And I think it truly shows that the relationship between uh good writing and good entertainment,
Yeah.
original entertainment, which again, I think, Star Wars, I think has so much going on. It's hard to do good new Star Wars, you know,
It
it's hard.
is.
And that, but again, that's why we need not a new Trek so much as a new franchise like Trek.
Yes, that's something I've been telling for years now. Let
Mhm.
franchise die while
Or
they are
Mhm.
when they're still winning. This
Mhm.
obsession to keep the same IP going for decades and decades and decades, it's
Mhm.
it ends up badly. And one of the reasons is what you said, that there's too
Mhm.
much to wait
Mhm.
to be
It's
successfully
it's
carried on.
yeah, it's got a certain momentum to it that is hard to alter. But you can do it right. You can do it right if you know how to do it. The Mandalorian was a good example of how to change that momentum.
Yeah.
Was basically, don't try to change the whole momentum, just leap off into a different direction. With it. You know, Rogue One and Andor uh, were a good example of how to work within canon and get it right. Uh, Rogue One just was the perfect in between movie between it should have been freaking Star Wars Episode 7 is what it should have been, or actually episode 4 or 3.5 or whatever. Because it was the transition between the prequels and the original, and the originals. And so it can be done, but it should not be the only thing that is done.
Yeah.
And I think we need more new franchises. We need more new jumping off points. We need more new new sci-fi, new fantasy.
And we had it. That's the unfortunate thing. I mean, the last really truly successful original science fiction idea that was The Expanse. And it didn't stop Kurtzman from trying to buy out their sets and ripping off certain characters and situations from what they were doing for what he was attempting to do. And that's unfortunate because again, this is Kurtzman is a guy who doesn't understand that Star Trek was meant to be the leader in science fiction. They are the trendsetters. They don't follow. They don't take ideas that other people have done or created and done better and try their best to at least ape it.
Imitate it. Yeah. And Star Trek doesn't flatter. Because imitation is the serious form of flattery. Star Trek challenges.
That's right.
And that's, it Star Wars also challenges, but in a different direction. And we've had things like Farscape out there, which I think is an underappreciated series.
Big time.
The Expanse got all of it needed. My God, that was a great series.
Those were great books.
Yeah, they were great books, and that's the thing. I think is that. And sorry, I'm laughing at True Rocks. Yeah, it's Star Wars with a disco soundtrack. No. And Farscape, great idea. My God, Muppets in Space, just it does it a disservice, but it's hilariously correct.
Yes.
And I think we have some, potentially good new stuff out there. We just have to find it and build on it, expand it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. That's really what it comes down to. Just taking what we have and expanding on it. Well, let me just move this along. I found a few. Yeah.
I gotta say, you're hurting me with your publications.
What?
My God, you need to show this on screen.
Yes. I sent that to you so you can actually show that to everyone and share with them what I have been showing you. I don't do this to hurt, Martin. I do it to educate. It's to educate.
But sometimes learning is hard. Growing hurts sometimes. There are growing pains. I don't know what I don't know what it is in this plethora, because I get the same stuff from Keith that you do, Martin.
I have a few things that I have found and I like showing a few things, and I know that Martin would appreciate some of what I found, and
dude.
Okay, now there is a company called Fantasy Entertainment, and they went ahead and created a replica of the Viper helmets from Battlestar Galactica. Okay, you know how Star Wars under Disney created all those helmets and stuff they were making? Well, now this is a helmet from Battlestar Galactica that you can actually buy and wear. And
Wait, I'm gonna download the pictures,
okay,
so I can use a program with a better display ratio.
Okay.
So,
Anyway, I found that, and speaking as someone who, again, I remember when Battlestar Galactica first hit, and I was completely just bowled over with how much I truly enjoyed it. The reason why I am focusing on it is because up to this point, there are a lot of legal issues with Battlestar Galactica and Star Wars that for years made it next to impossible for Universal to really capitalize on trying to do stuff for its fans, basically. And it seems like now whatever had been inhibiting them from doing anything, whatever had been stopping them is now no longer a problem. And we're starting to get some stuff that rocks. We are starting to get some stuff that for all you fans out there that have been waiting for this, the timing could not have been better because creating a lot of this merchandise, the technology for creating a lot of this stuff has gotten better. Just look at what we've gotten just in the last 10 to 15 years. Merchandise that allows you to have screen accurate looking phasers from Star Trek, tricorders from Star Trek. You can own a good size, very expensive model of the Enterprise as well as the Enterprise D. There is something I didn't show that I didn't send to you, Martin, that I thought it'd be too much. You know, I thought it
That's saying something.
yes, it is.
Now even I'm nervous.
I thought, you know what, Martin could have some kind of a physical issue, and you know, we're not exactly physically close to where he is, and I don't want to be responsible for anything that might end up causing you some physical damage.
There we go.
So
You're better now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Factory Entertainment. These guys are awesome. And they not only made that, but
oh no.
Yeah, go ahead and show the next one.
But wait, there's more.
Life-size Cylon helmet with the glowing eyes that work. And even I'm like, that's cool. The amount of coolness just with this. I mean, just again, I know this is not for everybody, but I'm telling you, Battlestar Galactica, 1978, bad A.
That was some amazing stuff.
And look, Hallmark, the Cylon Raider. Look at this.
I love the original Cylon Raiders.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, now you can contact Hallmark. So you can get your order in to have your own Cylon Raider just in time for Christmas.
There's something inherently wrong with getting sci-fi from Hallmark.
hey, I can't say anything. I have an Enterprise on my Christmas tree every year because of Hallmark. So.
Right? So speaking of things,
yeah,
look at that.
Martin shared something that see, to me it was hard to decide between Starbuck and Apollo. I
have a confession. I have a confession. I've met all three actors. I met Apollo. I met Starbuck, and I met Boomer. And all three guys were just awesome to hang out with. I mean,
I got to meet Richard Hatch when we were doing a LARP thing at VisionCon a few years ago.
I remember.
20 years ago. Jeez,
Yeah.
I swear,
awesome.
if he'd been in town longer, he would have LARPed with us.
I'm pretty sure he would have. And this is all pre him going back on to Battlestar Galactica under Ronald D. Moore.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the really cool thing. And I have something else. The picture's not very good.
Wait. Let me. Not only that. Oh, look at that. Even the golden Cylon.
They're the golden Cylons, man. So while we're doing this, Martin shared something last night that I love, that Kaliman, and I hope I'm saying that right. The South
90%.
American. What is the proper pronunciation of it so I can get it right?
Kaliman.
Kaliman.
Yes, the emphasis is in the last A.
Right. The emphasis is on a different syllable. So Kaliman. I was just looking at that and going, this like the history of that character, and I mean, this guy went toe to toe with the Hulk and beat him. So
yeah.
But I love seeing that the history of that character and everything that was attached to it. That one that we don't get a chance to see, because I've always been a fan of the of science fiction that does not come from the US, because of the different approaches that different authors in different countries take. So yeah, that was a real treat to see that. So if you want to see something cool, look up Kaliman. That's Kaliman, if I'm remembering
Yes.
that right. And the A has a little thing over it. So if you, I can't. It's not an umlaut. That's I don't know.
No, it's oh my god, I don't know the
stress
name
mark?
of that.
Yeah, me either. I'm just going.
In English, I don't know the name in English. We call it a tilde.
A tilde, yeah, no, that's English enough. Yeah.
Oh,
it's the same. Little tilde over the top of it. It's pretty cool. And I think that as science fiction or fantasy, as fans, it benefits us to learn and enjoy science fiction that isn't in our current wheelhouse. It expands what we can see as possible.
Wow.
He's still going, yeah, Battlestar Galactica toys.
And look at the quality of what we've shown you. You notice there have been toys that had been put out, but the quality was never the way it is now. I mean, between the figure that we showed, you know how I'm always showing stuff from X06.
Yeah, I know.
They have now hired a company that is X06 like to do Battlestar Galactica figures. So, it's also what I wanted to show. I know, Martin. I'm sorry to keep doing that to you, man, but there's so much that came out this past weekend. But this is the stuff that really caught my eye because I had been waiting so long as a fan. Waiting for something to come out that I could get my hands on and just enjoy. And again, I've loved everything I've seen from Star Trek lately. Again, I need to get my hands on the replica of the tricorder from Star Trek that basically is a working prop. It just looks fantastic. And we've talked about it on this show before. But there are some things that I have sent to Martin that it's definitely on my list now. You know, I've added to my list. I need to get confirmation as to how much the most recent thing I just sent you. I need to get a confirmation on how much that actually is, because if that's how much they're asking for it, oh my goodness, that's going to be hard to explain to the person I work for. So,
Oh, you sent more pictures. Oh my god. I haven't seen the rest of it.
Nobody does it better. Oh, hey,
it's Gary.
Gary.
what's going on? I swiped right on the Tinder app, and
That was my fault. I'm sorry.
no, yeah, I just want to pop my head in, and I wanted to apologize to Martin too, because Saturday we were supposed to do Thunderball, and right now it's set up for Your Eyes Only, I think, and that song's in my head, so I can't even sing it.
Well, we're in the middle of winding down, and I'm just showing him a few of the things that came out.
It's about goddamn time, Jesus! 2 hours and 15 minutes, Keith.
Hey,
Trying to
look, I
kill
got a
me.
lot to show.
We have
I got a
gone
lot
for
to show.
10.
Got a lot to show. And Martin,
I know one day you went 3 hours. You went 3 hours one day. I saw that.
well,
Yeah, I was gonna say hardly the longest yeah. I was there for that one too. For one of the longer ones. Yeah,
look,
this is
Well, it's sort of like when
real complaints.
remember when Keith and I did that panel, and all the other panelists that were supposed to follow us acquiesced and said, "No, you guys keep going." And we did it for what 2-3 hour
Yeah,
fucking show, just you and me talking about film, why it's fucked up on television, why movies are fucked up right now, explaining how things work and what it's going to take to stop it. And it took us years.
Yeah.
It took years to finally get things back to let's make movies with stories and leave the politics out, or put the politics in a way that it's subtle and doesn't beat the audience over the head.
Yeah,
What is
but then-
that?
They
They
what
did
it
the hard
is that is
From
Look at their face.
Battlestar.
yes, that is the game Pyramid with cubits at it. They have taken this and they
Fuck
are going to
yeah.
sell it. And I found that and I just thought, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Shut up and take my money. There you go.
right.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not going to stay because Anima's waiting for me. We got to watch the film for tomorrow, and then start making some notes. I just wanted to pop in and say hi because Martin told me that he was still doing the show, and I said, "Oh, they went. It's almost 1 o'clock." And Anima goes, "This is not long. Keith has gone much longer."
Hey, look.
Hey,
Well,
Gary, don't let me forget to reach out to you. I got cover work for you coming up.
Oh, sure, man. I limit who I work with anymore, and you are on the list. So yes,
That's an honor, man.
Because I'm doing my book, and I put so much time into it. I made the decision that I only will work with people I like.
Why are you working with me?
Well, I've always liked you, Ben. I've always liked you, Ben. You're a fucking cool dude, and you have the coolest beard of all my bearded friends.
Well, thank you. You should see my friend Ronan. His beard puts mine to shame, and it's still got color in it.
I like gray, man. I think gray is distinguished with men. So
Right.
that's why I don't dye my hair. I let that gray hang.
Yeah, I'd dye my hair if I had
It's
any.
long.
Oh, fuck you with the ponytail.
I have to. I have to because it gets in my face. So I pulled my hair back to keep it out of my face.
Man, I had
But
to
when I
shave
go out in
mine
the world,
years
I let it
ago.
hang loose.
I
Did
did
a
it
man
bun.
15 years ago. God.
You have my number, right, Ben?
I don't know, but are you still on Facebook?
I am on Facebook, but let me give you the phone number. And
Okay.
I don't answer it because I often have it off during the day so I don't get distracted. But
Right.
leave a message for me.
Yeah,
Are you
do
good
I
with
know
text?
that?
Because,
It's 1-800 Mix-a-Lot.
I've got a- I'm getting ready to add a new outgoing message for my voicemail, and it's going to say, "Oh, hey, it's Gary, man. I was just wanting to give you some information and let you know some stuff. Hey, give me a call back if you hear this message."
I've got an old. I've
Do
got
you
an
know
old
how?
number for you.
Yeah, you've got my Phoenix number. Is what you got? It
Still
was 580.
Actually, it was no. This goes back to when you were here in Springfield because it's a 417
Oh,
number.
way back.
Way
Okay.
fucking back. Yeah.
Yeah, destroy that number, and the one I just put for you in the private chat. You can.
Yeah,
Oh, I posted it publicly. No, I don't care. Anybody has my number. It's available. It's available on my official website. Like, if I don't, I'm like Bill Murray. You know, I don't answer the calls. I look to see who called me,
Mm-hmm.
and then if they leave a message, why, and then I'll call them back. And even my doctors, like they'll call me and I don't answer them. But anyway, definitely give me a call, Ben. I'd love to do that. Keith, I will talk to you later. Get back to talking about this shit. Martin, I'll talk to you later. So bye, guys.
Bye.
And I'm slowly leaving the room. Hold on. I got to push all these buttons.
He's
You need
Midwest
to press
longing
one
on.
more.
Oh, one more button. One more button. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Let's continue
So-
with.
Oh, I wanted one of those for the longest freaking time.
You see?
Oh,
You see?
God.
Now,
Oh,
There's only
Keith,
one
why do you
thing,
do these
one
things to
prop
me?
that I would like to have more than this one, and it's the jacket. I
Yes.
have always
Actually
been
get-
in love with that
Yeah.
jacket.
you can still find people that make those jackets. Now these are a company. I need to look up what company this was. It's not XO6, but it's
Mhm.
a company like them, and they just like XO6. They have these great modelers that do the heads. You have real cloth costumes. So I mean, they got it all, my man. I mean,
This one is exactly like the character.
Yeah, that is Dirk Benedict all day long.
like I said, I got really excited when I found this,
Look,
and I just thought Martin's gonna lose it.
If my daughter see this figure, she's gonna lose her mind.
Right?
He, Starbuck, is the reason that she refuses to see Battlestar.
The new
Is it-
Battlestar guy?
Yes, so she
Oh.
cannot get over the fact that they got rid of him. And I'm trying to say the new Star Wars is good too. You need to see it.
Did you ever show her the picture of Dirk Benedict having lunch with Katie
No.
Sackhoff? Yeah, they took a picture together, having lunch
Yes.
together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a
man.
classic picture now. I mean, this was when the show was on the air, and it's Dirk Benedict and Katie Sackhoff together, and the
Now-
two Starbucks, and I think both of them are smoking cigars.
Now, I gotta say something about this figure. Eddie almost was a little heavier than this. Even when he did Adama.
Yeah, but when that first season of the show, though, he's in really good shape.
And I would like for the figure to have the glasses.
Yeah. But still, that's a nice figure.
Yes,
that
it
is a
is.
nice figure.
They probably didn't want to use that much plastic.
Really?
Oh my god.
Dude, you'd see the say because I say this knowing that any action figure of me would be considerably smaller than I really am, because we don't have that much plastic to pump out that much. I say that as a big guy because they're going, oh no, man, can we make him like skinnier? We don't have to use a gallon of plastic every damn time.
I know, right? Tree Rock Creations.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
look,
uniform in Battlestar were on another level.
and let me just say, as someone that was around when the original series hit,
Mm-hmm.
to see all this stuff come out now, yeah, better late than never. Better late
Right?
than never. but I mean, I'm digging this. I am here for it, and I got to get me. They're getting ready to release the Cylon blaster and the Cylon sword, and I
See, that
mean,
was one thing that never made sense to me. If the Cylons were carrying swords, why weren't the Colonial Warriors carrying them?
that's a good question. That is a good question.
Yeah, but,
I just
yeah.
it is. But it's Battlestar. It's
Yes,
Battlestar,
because
man.
you have the silence so that they were modeled after Roman soldiers.
And the Colonial Warriors were modeled after Egyptian.
Mm-hmm. All
And
of this is just fun stuff. It's just all fun stuff. And again, all of this for a show that only lasted one season.
Right?
But it still rocks. It still rocks.
Yeah, it did.
I just, when I look, I've never told this story, but the very first convention I ever went to, I actually purchased pyramid cards to play the game Pyramid. And the actual directions for that version of the game were so difficult.
Real popcorn.
Yeah,
games was the
Factory
answer.
Entertainment. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. Factory Entertainment. These guys rock. And again, I'm a shell for you guys. I'm enjoying what I see. You know, you guys, as Kevin Smith likes to say, you guys are doing Lord's work with this. This is some amazing stuff. You got a lot of fans out here who've been waiting quite a while. But on behalf of a lot of us, even though I know if you type in the thing about the jacket, you can find other websites that do it. But since you guys have been so good at it, why don't you guys just go ahead and make the jackets too? Okay? I mean, just keep it all in-house. You got the helmets. You got the blasters. You might as well make the jackets. It looks like you're going to be taking a paycheck or two from me. So,
You know, there are 2 jackets, well, 3 now that it got me all riled up always. One is, of course, the Galactica. The other one, or the second one, is the yellow jacket that Luke Skywalker uses in the Yavin ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is the white jacket of Oblivion. Oh my God.
oh, yeah.
I need those 3 jackets before I die. I need to have them.
Die? Why does always somebody got to die in the scenario? Why can't we just talk about, you know, if you want to be
They're
happy
on
for
my
the rest of
bucket
your
list.
life? Oh, man. I just, again, there's a lot more stuff I could have posted, but I wanted to go with this for a reason. You know, good ideas can live in your head and heart for a long, long time. And considering, well, you're talking 1978. So a lot of us have been walking around as fans of this since 1978, and we're still willing to go and buy stuff connected to this show because we enjoyed it that much. And although some of us have also been lucky enough to meet some of the stars of the show, I just, as we round up the show, as I said at the beginning, this year's San Diego Comic-Con was amazing. There's a lot of stuff, and I could probably spend the next several weeks ending a lot of my shows by just showing even more stuff that was unveiled this weekend. In fact, thinking about it, I just may go ahead and do that. But I just think that to start off with this lets you see how serious this weekend was, and probably why I've not been allowed to go to San Diego by myself up to this point, because I would have had to call my wife going, hey, honey, go ahead and make the couch up for me.
Let's go ahead and mortgage the house.
I did some things.
what happens in San Diego stays in San Diego, except for the stuff I'm bringing home with me.
There's no way they
No,
would let me on
she would say, "Yeah, you're right. Stay in San Diego. You can stay in San Diego too, by the way."
Well, and thinking about it, I'd have to find a different way of bringing it back because it's not like they're going to let me on the plane with some of this. It's hard to explain the blaster, you know.
Right?
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. That's a full cavity search, but I'd have to send it.
You will be assimilated.
Oh,
Oh no, that was bad.
Hey, I am not the one who brought cavity search into the game.
That's true.
I'm just the one who took it too far.
You have to use the whole hand dock. We're
That's an
knuckle
awfully
friends.
long glove.
We're knuckle friends. Okay. Anyway. Well, that's today's show for now, everybody. I want to thank Martin, Ben, and I also want to thank Gambit. I see you, Gambit. I want to thank Shanatsky, the Peter Venkman fan site, Free Rock Creations, Bumpy Johnson, Lisa Wolf, the lovely Penny. Sin's Corner, because, you know, Sin was first. The original Sin. And, of course, I really need to thank our good friend, Gary, for dropping in. And, of course, everyone else that's watching this, probably not live anymore. But just show your love and support of the show. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Share out this particular program. And if you want, we wouldn't mind if you just click on that notice button. Become a fan of what we do. Let us know good things, bad things. I mean, you can email us and complain we didn't tell your favorite joke or didn't like a certain thing that you thought was actually kind of cool, or we're willing to talk it out with you. I don't know if it'll change our minds, but
I don't know. We got a lot of miles on these minds. We might not want to change them one way or the other.
Anyway, look, I want to thank everybody for spending some of their valuable quality time in watching this show, and to remind you that we will definitely be back next Thursday, same Keith time, same Keith channel. We're going to start in on the 1990s and celebrate the rest of the month of August, just celebrating the 90s, kids. So we will see you back here next week on
All
Morning
right.
Coffee with Keith and friends.
All right. See you.
see you, everybody.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Thank you.